Welcome into the show. We are officially one day away from the next round of our Meltdown Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team Tournament. How do Lunsford and Rocky think it's going to play out? We will have the rundown for sure, as well as a look at all the latest in entertainment news with another edition of Hot or Cold with the opinions of our panel. And because Bad Boys 4 provided a much-needed summer 2024 box office hit, we will take a look at the career of the Fresh Prince with the newest Luntz's List, profiling the 5 Will Smith movies that John has enjoyed the most. We also have another edition of Tabletop Tuesday. It's all happening right here on The Meltdown as we are presented by MyBookie and broadcasting live from the Culver studio.
Two big boys in a tiny studio, teaching you and me about everything they know to make sound. A meltdown, it's the meltdown, time for the meltdown, coming for the meltdown, let's start.
Welcome in, all of you beautiful, lovely Meltdonians that are here with us live, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, every single weekday. We are thrilled to have you here as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, as we are looking to get your support by hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this journey as we are on the road to 2K. We are working our way there, and we appreciate all of your support. Make sure, if you can, hit a thumbs up on this video, as that helps our channel growth tremendously. I am your Meltdown host, Tim Melton. My co-host, that is Mr. John Lunsford, searching for all sorts of things, including his inner soul.
Always.
Mr. John Lunsford, so happy to have you here. Tomorrow is EG and Ush versus Kelsey and Ben versus Tyler and Spud. Give me the Vegas breakdown on what is projected to be the outcome of round 2 for Meltdown Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team Trivia in this tournament that we're conducting.
I'm going to go EG and Ush are minus 120. Spud and Tyler are even money. And Kelsey and Ben are plus 110, which means it's incredibly, incredibly close. I don't know. I'm leaning EG and Ush because they both have won a title. They both have been in the arena multiple times. I know Tyler and Spud have too, but it very much depends the kind of questions Tyler gets, the kind of questions Spud gets. If they need to confer with each other a lot because you lose points, I mean, the potential for points every time you do that. And Kelsey and Ben are a total wild card, so I'd have them third for now, but that is not at all a
they're an unknown.
They're just an unknown. Ben's a smart dude. I know how smart he is. I've talked to him a lot of times. I know how smart Kelsey is, but they have never been in the arena where the wheel can just absolutely slap you in the face as hard as absolutely possible. And you got to know how to play the game, and everybody else knows how to play the game. So you never know.
Producer Tyler, right here with us on another edition of The Meltdown. You've never won Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia, Tyler. Why will tomorrow be a different story when you're teamed up with Spud?
Because I'm teamed up with the guy who's training under a bridge right now. There will probably be a lot of calling Spud in, much like Lunce's dad did with his wife. But
didn't quite work out for them.
No, it didn't. But I don't think that was due to the asking for help. There was a pass towards the end that I don't think should have been passed.
Yeah, I had even tried to completely sabotage Rockstar, and that didn't even work. And I had tried my hardest, Rockstar, to do it, but it didn't happen there. A lot of people still very frustrated about the God save the king, God save the queen argument. Every single room I go in, that seems to be a discussion point. It was a discussion point at poker last night. It's followed me everywhere. We went to Way to Wellness. It broke out in the lobby at Way to Wellness as a discussion point.
Have you changed your stance or eased on your stance at all? Or is it because you're being called out, you're just like, I am going to stay firm now?
It is not that. Okay. It is not that. It is not due to the call out.
I think it's a little both. He doesn't want to change his stance, and now he's definitely going to double down on it.
No, that's what I think. Like, once you get, I think.
You guys can have that opinion, but I had it written down that either answer would be acceptable going into the arena, and that was the answer that was provided, God save the queen, and I accepted it.
Am I wrong? No, it's the kids that are wrong.
Am I out of touch?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
John, I'm trying to provide an official statement here from the chairman of the league?
Meldonia?
Yes, and the commissioner of the league. And I'm not allowed to do that without some smart out comments from John.
I'm just saying,
John's going to be in there week 3.
As the reigning defending current champion.
Yeah.
Current God save the queen over here.
World champion.
Yeah, this is all about John, if you hadn't noticed. We were having a discussion.
I have a platform
adult
as champion.
Conversation.
The champion has a platform, and I'm using that platform to, help the greater good here.
See, John acts as if challenges never are accepted, and that's how he ended up winning his latest world championship, is because you successfully challenged. I saw your point of view.
The power of challenges. So that's why when challenges need to be upheld.
My problem was I had no idea that I lost a point by losing a challenge. I thought it was almost like a moot point. You got one challenge, you can only use it. I didn't know I was going to lose.
Not so, Tim. He does say it in the rules. However, the rules are very long.
There's a lot of rules.
It can get lost in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys bring a notepad with you or something. That's
can't
why
write
we
that
have
fast.
the
My
rules
hand would
segment.
smoke.
Rockstar, how does it feel, though,
here.
to have won round 1 already, cementing your spot in the title round? How does it feel to have that pressure off your back for at least a couple of weeks?
You always want to win the first round, but I didn't think we had big expectations. I think Spud has big expectations. Sorry, Tyler, but Spud is like the trivia master, so He better deliver tomorrow. I wasn't super nervous. The Saturday Night Live question still haunts me to this day. I think you did it on purpose. Like, nobody's going to get this in a million years. Like, there's just nobody that's going to know this answer. Like,
those are 10-point questions for a reason.
I agree. No, I understand that.
They aren't meant to be tricks, though.
Yes, not tricks, but there's something that's like, my God, like. But if I got 2 out of 7, you said there was originally 9. Give me 7 of them. I'm like, there's just no way. But I'm excited. I think Laurel's excited. We did better than we thought we would. My
wife has gone from leading up to it, please train me, I need help, even though I'm competing.
I don't need help anymore. I know what I'm doing.
To now, it's like, oh, we got this in the bag.
Oh, see that?
It's like, okay, yeah. So
no,
confidence. I've been there, trust me.
And I don't believe that. I don't have that super confidence.
You'll be producing alongside me tomorrow in the arena. Do you have a favorite in this? There's a team that you think has the potential to go all the way when you look at these 3 teams, because they are very evenly balanced. I feel like this is going to be one of the most competitive rounds, and last week came down to the final question.
That's why I think there might be a sneak attack from Kelsey and Ben. I think because
it wouldn't shock me.
So much expectation is put on Spud, Tyler, and you now because you're connected to him.
The thing is,
proxy.
Spud, because this is a very pop culture centric show, there are a lot of pop culture centric questions that Spud has no earthly idea on, and that's where Tyler's going to come in. But if Tyler's not in the room, or once again, if every question they get asked, it turns into a 1-point question, so they can make sure to get the question right.
That could work.
It could work, but it also could totally backfire as well.
I want to know how passing is going to work in this game, because I feel like there is no clear team you want to pass the ball to here. Like, Ush and EG may be looked at as the favorites because they may be looked at as that team you pass to, and they may work things out on the fly and get those answers and end up sabotaging those points.
They're the safest pick, I think, because they're the only team that has multiple title winners of any team that is competing. Where
Kelsey and Ben have never played before.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're
dark horse.
They're a dark horse and could totally win, but you just have no idea. So it's not a safe pick at that point. Tyler and Spud himself is a safe pick. This sounds like a shot at Tyler, but
no,
I promise it's not a shot at Tyler. It's just Spud has no idea on pop culture. I feel like that's more where Tyler would flourish. When it gets past 2, they can work. That's the thing that's going to save Tyler and Spud. Spud is one of the worst at answering past questions because we know literature, okay, this is going to be Harry Potter, Spud, take the question, and he misses it. Whereas that's something Tyler could potentially answer. So if it gets passed, Tyler comes in. If you try to take advantage of Tyler, you try to take advantage of Spud, the other one can come in, 2 very opposites that can end up helping each other, which is why it's going to ultimately be
like
so
a battery.
Close.
Everybody keeps talking about how much Tyler's going to be relying on Spud, but I think it may turn out to be the other way around, where Spud is the one relying on Tyler.
I think so.
And how you guys are able to accumulate points and not miss layups. That's the biggest thing. Whatever team misses the most layups is going to be that first team out. And it's going to be really tough to see one of these 3 teams go, because I think it's going to be very competitive.
Jay said, poor Spud's watching all the Harry Potter movies just to be blindsided with Hunger Games questions instead.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Or Star Wars.
Yeah.
Last night, by the way, Spud has won poker 2 weeks in a row, so he's coming in.
He has won the last 3 tournaments minus Poker Mania, but he won the final one of the last season and has won the first 2 of this season, so he is on fire.
Spud is on fire at the poker table. He's feeling very confident, but he said last night he's reading all the Harry Potter books and he's watching all the Star Wars movies to get prepared for this.
He's not a good food deliverer. He's a food deliverer.
That's why Tyler's on the team.
That's why Tyler's got him covered.
They work together. It's a good stuff there. Rockstar, remind us of what 1990 film got picked out of the Dune popcorn bucket for our retro trailer reaction that we'll be shooting later this week.
The Bill Murray classic that nobody has seen, Quick Change, with Gina Davis and Randy Quaid, Stanley Tucci, Tony Shalhoub. It's a film of mine that I absolutely loved as a kid, and I watched it again this Sunday. It's available on Tubi. That's the only place you can find it right now. And I'm totally interested to see what these guys think about this movie. Have you seen it yet?
I watched it last night.
Okay, I'm totally interested to see what you guys think about this.
I haven't watched it yet. It has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes,
and it's about that many minutes long. It's 89
a short
minutes
one.
long.
It's a short film, but it's a nostalgic film for me, and I'm super excited to see who absolutely hates it and who's like, it's all right. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, this is a good film. I'm not going into people's thing. I don't think this is an Oscar snub, but we'll see.
And what's the name of that movie again for those one?
Quick Change from
you want to call it
1990.
Quick Scope for some reason. I don't know why.
John, we're quickly changing with our friends at Way to Wellness. We are changing a lot about our habits and a lot about our health and our nutrition. and it's been a wild success.
That's right. Go to aplanforme.com. You too can get a plan that will work for you with Way to Wellness. You see Tim weighing in here, me weighing in here. There's Leslie in the background. Leslie and our whole board certified team have done a great job with us. We're over 75 combined pounds down, over 12 and a half pounds down this past time we went. So every time we go, the scale is going down. You see how happy we look there. Even just getting our blood pressure checked. There's Tim looking happy. There's me looking happy. Go to aplanforme.com, just like Jim Dunaway has, just like my dad has, and just like we have. And you can get a plan and be happy, just like Tim right there.
All right. Tomorrow, Meltdown Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team Trivia Tournament continues. We will have a sample of it on the next round live tomorrow to initiate those who maybe are unaware of how the game works. But right now we have a new game, or another game, I should say, to play. As we're ready to play some hot or cold, I'm going to give you a headline from the Hollywood industry, and you tell me whether you're hot or cold on it. You can also be in Fuego or Street Water Sour Cream or whatever else Rocky comes up with. He's the only one that I allow to come up with his own.
Frozen butt paste.
There you go, frozen butt paste. Here we go. Topic number 1. John Paul Giamatti is joining Star Trek in the show Star Trek Starfleet Academy as a recurring guest as the first season's main villain, who has a sinister connection to the past of one of the yet-to-be-cast cadets. Giamatti joins Holly Hunter, who Variety exclusively reported in May is boarding Starfleet Academy as the Academy's captain and chancellor. Are you hot or cold?
What's the name of this one?
This is called Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Are you hot or cold on the early prospects of this new Paramount Plus series?
I have not watched any of the Star Trek on Paramount Plus. I have wanted to. It has all looked good, but Paramount Plus is way down the line in streaming apps when I'm like, I'm going to watch something right now. It's part of why I still haven't finished Halo, because it's on Paramount Plus and it's just so far down the line. I'm only like halfway through it. So I would have been hot if you'd have said it's going to be a Star Trek movie. I would have been hot if it was easier to find. I'm cold, even though I like Paul Giamatti, and I like Star Trek for the most part. It's just hard for me to get into all these because there's a ton of Star Trek shows on Paramount Plus, animated and live action, where it's just overwhelming, and I'm just to the point now I don't even want to start it because there's so much.
I mean, this is a heck of a cast early on. Tyler, are you hot or cold on the early prospects of Star Trek Starfleet Academy?
Very cold. I like Paul Giamatti, but I could not care less about Star Trek. It's always been one of those franchises that I really don't understand why it's still around. Does it still have that same cultural cachet that it used to have, in your guys' opinion?
It's definitely lost steam, but
I'd say it's still there.
Diehard fans that are very frustrated with all the crap that's been thrown on screen lately. And
I mean, so does Doctor Who, but I wouldn't say that that's very culturally strong either these days.
I'd say it is.
You have to respect Star Trek's history while trying to understand that they're trying to carve out a future here. And they're trying to do that with some heavy hitters. We all love Paul Giamatti. I think that if you're running this show, this is someone you want to add to your cast. Rockstar, are you hot or cold on the early prospects of this new Star Trek series?
Frozen butt paste. I do love Paul Giamatti and I love Holly Hunter. I don't care anything about Star Trek. I never got into it. There's just so many. What was the Scott Bakula one? There's just so many of them, and that's what, like John said, it's just too overwhelming. There's too many worlds going on.
Star Trek needs to appease a younger fan base to rejuvenate the brand for sure. Will they be able to do that by casting Paul Giamatti? I'm not so sure. We will see, but I'm hot on this. I'm hot on this. Paul Giamatti as a Star Trek villain, I will take that, yes.
There's just, here's the shows that are just streaming. Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Starfleet Academy is now the next one. All those are streaming. All those are, I think only one of those is just finished. There's just so many to watch. Oh, by the way, you still have to go and watch a lot of other Star Trek to really kind of get into the lore and watch the original, watch Next Generation, watch Deep Space Nine. There's 6 original movies. There's 3 reboot movies. There's just so much
cartoon.
Of it. Okay, compared to there's way more than even Star Wars. It seems like there's a lot of Star Wars, but I'd say there's even more Star Trek than there is Star Wars, just in terms of what there is to consume.
Let's move on to another streaming show. Tyler, The Boys is officially ending with season 5, which was greenlit before season 4 has even debuted. The showrunner, Eric Kripke, says, get ready for the most gory, epic, moist climax.
Ooh.
when it comes to The Boys season 5.
I don't know about that last part, but
That's what
in
it's-
Fuego on the rest, The Boys is great, and all good stories have to end sometimes. Eric Kripke's last show, Supernatural, went for 15 seasons, and I think that was about 7 seasons too long for that show, so I wouldn't want The Boys to hit the same fate.
So you're hot on The Boys overall. Lunsford, I want to ask you this, though. Are you hot or cold on a show announcing it's coming to an end basically 2 seasons away? Because season 4 debuts later this week, and season 5 is
When did
already
Stranger
been
Things
announced.
announce their end?
So Stranger
6 years
Things
ago.
got changed because of COVID, because it was supposed to be 6, and then they kind of morphed 4, 5, and 6 into 4 and 5. I do like knowing that there is an end, because I hate when shows ultimately get canceled and you're thinking, well, is this going to keep going? So overall, I'd be hot on that. But if I thought you were going to ask me about The Boys, in which case I'd be Streetwater Sour Cream. I've never watched it, and I probably never will.
No, it's on the strategy of announcing 2 seasons away that this is wrapping up. Rockstar, hot or cold on that strategy?
I'll be hot. I like The Boys. I'm hot on it. I just never finished it. I think I'm on the end of season 2 or the beginning of season 3. I do admire them making the selection. Like, hey, let's just end it. Like, we got to put an end date on it. Almost like they're losing steam. Or like, let's just not like. Can you imagine The Boys season 12? Like, I mean, I do admire somebody like when they know when to stop something. Like, we're losing momentum. Are they going to do a spinoff with like what's her name, Starlight? Is she going to have her own show? Are they going to announce that thing? I mean, is it completely done? Like, this universe is done, because you love universes in this world now.
Yeah, I think with the success of Gen V and everything that you're going to see.
Oh yeah, the Gen V.
You're going to see more spinoffs probably of this world, especially if the last 2 seasons here are well received. Next question. Rockstar, we've learned that at one point Johnny Depp asked, I thought you were never supposed to sneeze again.
He does
coming-
it
that's
whenever
coming
you
next
mention
week.
Johnny Depp.
That's what it is? Rockstar, we've learned that at one point Johnny Depp asked to cancel his Edward Scissorhands meeting with Tim Burton when he found out that Tom Cruise, Michael Jackson, and Tom Hanks were all vying for the role. Depp said, quote, Tom Cruise was not far away from actually playing Edward Scissorhands, true story, so I called my agent after reading the script and said, please cancel the meeting, I'm not going. The agent said, are you blanking nuts? Are you hot or cold on the idea of Tom Cruise having potentially played the role of Edward Scissorhands?
Cold, because he has like what 3 lines in the entire film, and so why? And if
A lot of it's nonverbal acting.
yeah, and just think of Johnny Depp turning that role down because his relationship with Tim Burton afterwards. How many movies has he been in with Tim Burton? That's another thing. The rumor was that Tom Cruise was supposed to play Iron Man, but he didn't want to be seen in the suit. Like, I always have to have my face visual. Like, I thought that was one of the reasons. Like, yeah, I want to do things where you can't see me. I want to be visual. No, I'm glad. I do think it would be interesting. I seriously think Michael Jackson could have played off that part.
Well, yeah, he played a real life Edward Scissorhands. It
because-
definitely could have
I
worked.
mean, like, it just his skin tone, everything about it. Like, that was '88. He was
Tom Hanks, though?
No.
Tyler, are you hot or cold on Tom Cruise having potentially played the role of Edward Scissorhands?
Streetwater Sour Cream. I like Tim Burton movies, and I've always kind of been cold on Tom Cruise as a whole. So Tom Cruise in a Tim Burton movie, I just don't think it would work ever.
You think Tom Cruise, John, has the greatest filmography of any living actor,
Correct.
or any actor that's ever lived, I guess.
Correct.
Would you have loved Edward Scissorhands to be a part of that filmography?
I'm going to go hot on this because I like Tom Cruise. How that would have ultimately changed his trajectory. Would he be the Tim Burton guy? In which case, it would have totally changed his filmography.
Oh, Tom Cruise
Then at
is
that
Willy
point-
Wonka.
At that point, cold. But strictly from this, I think Tom Cruise is a good enough actor to do almost anything. And so I think he could have pulled it off. Well, big picture from this, that's where I get more cold.
Next question. Zack Snyder's sexier and bloodier director's cut of Rebel Moon will officially stream on Netflix starting August 2nd with brand new titles. Chapter 1, Chalice of Blood. Sounds like we're playing murder trivia party or whatever, trivia murder party. Chapter 1, Chalice of Blood, and Chapter 2, Curse of Forgiveness. John, are you hot or cold on Zack Snyder continuing to release director's cuts even though he is with Netflix now?
So I'm actually conflicted on this one
Oh, wow.
Oh,
because the director's cut is always better. I really actually like the Snyder cut of Justice League. But the problem is you have to go through the crappy ones to get to that point. Why don't you just release that one? I get it because the Snyder cut is like 4.5 hours long and you can't do that. But overall, I'm still hot because it ultimately gets a product that you have to build up to get to that point because you're not going to release the 4.5 hour long thing theatrically. You just can't do that. So I'm going to stay hot for now, even though Rebel Moon was not great. The first one was okay. I will watch these probably because there's a lot you can tell is purposely left out to keep this PG-13 for no reason because it's on Netflix and 90% of the stuff Netflix puts out there is hard R, TVMA, whatever.
So you're buying into Rebel Moon, the director's cuts?
I'm buying into I think it will be better. Now, Is it going to still win any awards? No. And like I said, I thought the first one was okay. Is he doing a director's cut of both part 1 and part 2? So, I mean, if the first one's okay, it'll either make it awful or make it really good. The second one, maybe it'll make it go from awful to like, it's passable because Justice League was awful, but Snyder Cut was good. So
why not just do the director's cut the first time
I don't
around? It's on Netflix.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm not
but
arguing
like,
with you.
That's what the studios are going to say is you can't release this.
I guess they think they get 4 movies for the price of 2 or
And
something.
they do.
I don't know.
So guess that. Hey, the way he plays those numbers, think what he's going to do now.
Tyler, are you hot or cold on Zack Snyder continuing to release director's cuts, even though he's with Netflix now?
I like director's cuts in general, but I'm cold on this because it's Zack Snyder. I've got no interest in Rebel Moon. I think, according to Netflix, I'm the only person in the world who hasn't seen it yet.
But,
2
of us.
I haven't either.
Wow. Some
Y'all are missing
anomalies in the
Who
Netflix
else is
statistics.
known for the director's cut gimmicks? Because I don't feel like...
I feel like it's just
Ridley
Zack
Scott,
Snyder.
because like with Blade
Yeah,
Runner, he had to do
okay.
that.
But I'm talking about, more recently.
Honestly, don't know that we get a lot of that nowadays.
Zack Snyder's sort of leading the charge on that. Are you hot or cold on the director's cut gimmick?
Oh, the director's got gimmick or the one of this Rebel Moon thing?
It's really
Challenge
more...
flag. There you go.
No, don't throw the challenge flag. It's really more about this being done on a streaming service. It doesn't make any sense. I understand theatrically you have to get it in a window.
I think it's a numbers game. I think it's it was probably an agreement. If you let me release this, you're going to let me 6 months later release a director's cut. Okay, that's fine because we'll get double the numbers. Fine. If one's more popular than the other, it doesn't matter if we were wrong or what. We still get the benefit from it. So,
But I do think if you're just scrolling through Netflix or Max or whatever, because I'll use the Snyder Cut again, if you see a movie's 4 hours long, are you going to stop and watch that? You're thinking, I got to make a whole afternoon to watch this. And I don't know if these are going to be that much longer necessarily, but that's the most famous one, especially that he has done, was that way. So it's a hard sell. Here's an hour and 45 minute or a 2 hour movie that you're going to sit down and watch. Hey, if you really want to get into this, we got a 4 hour cut
yeah,
for you too.
Tarantino's Hateful Eight, the director's cut like 4 or 5 hours long. Remember they released that on Netflix where it's like
That's what Jody brought up. It was cut up into like almost a television series.
Okay.
Because of...
Which is what Snyder Cut did too. It was like 6 chapters. I'll also say
Chalice of Blood.
I'll also say Peter Jackson kind of that way too, because like the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the extended editions
they're
and all that.
they're 4+ hours each one of them. So
It just feels like that's his gimmick now. Oh, you thought this sucked? Wait until the director's cut comes out where it's...
They say things we'll say bad language suck.
John, Euphoria Season 3 officially won't be set in high school. That is confirmed by HBO's Casey Blois, saying, quote, "There's been a lot of back and forth. Sam Levinson doesn't want to have it in high school anymore, but he's got a take that he's excited about and he's busy writing." Are you currently hot or cold on Season 3 of Euphoria ever actually happening?
I'm still hot. I'm going to believe in it until, all of the actors aren't living anymore, and I know they can't actually make it happen. I don't care if it's 20 years from now and it's them as adults with their kids. I'm going to be hot on Euphoria because it's that good of a show. But, yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Sam Levinson because he himself, while everybody else in that show has skyrocketed, he himself has fallen off a cliff.
Tyler, I don't know if you've ever seen Euphoria, but I know that you've watched a lot of the people that are in Euphoria. Zendaya was in one of your favorite movies of the year.
Eric Dane's bad guy in Bad Boys.
Sydney Sweeney, obviously in multiple movies, as this has been a show that has launched a bunch of careers. Because of those levels of stars that this show's produced that they now have to bring back into the fold, Are you currently hot or cold on season 3 of the show ever actually happening?
I liked the first 2 seasons of Euphoria a lot, but I don't see season 3 ever happening, honestly. I'm cold on it. Like you've said, Sam Levinson's kind of fallen off a cliff, and I just don't see a lot of those stars coming back to do that kind of content anymore when there's greener pastures out there now.
It's not just the pay grade that they have to end up upping for, it's the schedule. All these stars are so booked for so many different things
I
now.
mean, the 4 main stars, I would say, are Zendaya, who's maybe one of the biggest actors, male or female, out there right now. Sydney Sweeney, who's growing to be that. Hunter Schafer, who's casting a lot of things.
She's busy this year.
And Jacob Elordi, who is casting everything. So, I mean, you will never, ever find a month that you can stop and film a show with all 4 of those people. And that's just 4 of a giant cast. And, of course, you had Fez died. So that's a character, in real life he's dead. So, that's a character you got to move past that you could have had a whole storyline with. Eric Dane, he was in Bad Boys, but hadn't seen him since then. So he's somebody you probably can get back. There's some people you can bring back, but it's going to be tough.
Hot or cold on season 3 ever happening, Rockstar?
Frozen butt paste.
There we go. Next question. John, Simon Cowell has one regret about working with One Direction, and it was not owning the band's name. He said, quote, "If one of the band members, for whatever reason, says they don't want to tour, it can stop the others from touring. So if it was me who owned the name, it wouldn't be a problem. Are you hot or cold on the idea that One Direction will eventually reunite?"
Oh, hot. Harry Styles will be the only holdout, but he'll have a Justin Timberlake moment where Justin Timberlake had to get back with NSYNC, even though he exploded. That's not to say Harry Styles is going to fall off a cliff or he's going to have, a Britney Spears memoir come out. She's not dead, I guess, so it's not a memoir, but
according to you, she is.
That's going to necessarily turn something negative against him where he's like, I got to have some good PR and go. But overall, I think all 5 of them, including Zayn, who was the first one to leave, will get back together and they'll do something.
I know you'll be in the front row, Rocky, but are you hot or cold on the idea that One Direction will eventually reunite?
Lukewarm? I like the idea. It's just putting yourself in the position of Justin Timberlake or Harry Styles, knowing that it's what's it going to, Michael Jackson reuniting with the Jackson 5. What does it do for me? How does it? I'm going to get ridiculed if I don't do it. I'm going to get ridiculed if I do it. Oh my God, Harry's starving for money. He's got to do this, or you're too cool for your bandmates. You think it's all about you. It's just a tough decision. And if somebody owned it, like Simon Cowell, I guess no, your contraction, you have to do it. If either all of you do it or not. And I think that's interesting, but I couldn't name a One Direction song. But it is interesting with the NSYNC factor, and the Backstreet Boys seem like we'll all do it. Well, they're all gung ho about this. It was crazy. Yeah. Then NSYNC is Justin Timberlake is the guy. So lukewarm, I guess.
Yeah, it's always tough to take that step back in your career when you've worked so hard to push forward and become a solo act.
But this is where I came from. This is my roots. Yeah. If it weren't for you guys,
and there's money left on the table if you don't do it.
If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't hear. But I feel like now I'm lifting you guys up because I'm already at the peak. And now I got to go back down because all my fans want to see these old songs.
Hot or cold that One Direction will eventually reunite, Tyler?
Hot or cold on me thinking it will happen, or just my personal? Okay. I think it'll happen. Hot, I guess. I guess now would have been almost as much time passed as when NSYNC was in their heyday, and then Justin Timberlake did his solo career and found his way back as One Direction doing that. So.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some demand if those tickets were to ever go on sale for sure. All right, next topic here. In a photo from the set, we see Daniel Craig debuting long hair in Knives Out 3. John, are you hot or cold on the new look for Detective Benoit Blanc?
It's making it different, and I'm okay.
What does he look like? Does anything come to mind when you look at the Daniel Craig photo from Knives Out 3 that we've seen here? To me, he's got kind of a Jeff Bridges look.
Makes me think of the back to Tarantino, the villain on Inglourious Bastards. What was his name?
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, the suit really pushes that over too.
For some reason, it has a George Washington look to it. I feel like the hair, the old,
the mushroom
powder.
Head.
kind of bob, that he has. It kind of has that look to it. But,
Is this the first time Daniel Craig's ever looked really old in a photo? He looks.
Yes. I mean, I'm trying to think like what press photos for the last Bond movie would have been, or even for the last Knives Out. I don't remember which one came first, but yeah, I don't know. What was the actual question you asked about it? Hot or cold on whether I like it?
Hot or cold on the new look for Detective Benoit Blanc?
I'm hot because it's different, and you got to evolve the character. I think you did a little bit in Glass Onion, and you're gonna have to evolve it more. So, I'm hot with it.
Tyler, hot or cold?
I've never seen Knives Out or Glass Onion, but I like the look. And if he's had the same look for the past 2 movies, then they should switch it up to sort of show a different side of the character.
Tyler's hot on it. Rockstar, hot or cold on?
I'll be hot on it
new
because
look.
I think it's interesting that he's embracing his age. Like Tom Cruise wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is still like, I gotta look 32.
Yeah.
Forever. I'm not gonna, except for Collateral. Okay, I'll do a little hair dye. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's just like have Daniel Craig, James Bond embracing that he's aging.
Rocky Pat Sajak signed off of Wheel of Fortune on Friday evening after more than 40 years as host, telling viewers with a catch in his voice that he was grateful for the, quote, incredible privilege to be invited into millions of homes night after night. Are you hot or cold on Ryan Seacrest actually being a permanent, successful, long-term host of Wheel of Fortune? And by permanent, I mean nothing lasts forever, but it being looked at as his gig for maybe a decade plus.
I don't know, speaking of your Euphoria people, how the hell, I would love to have a diary, an old MTV diary of a day in the life of Ryan Seacrest.
That's a busy day.
Just what he does. And no, I'm not because it's Ryan Seacrest, because he's everywhere. Get somebody different, somebody original. Like, what does Ryan Seacrest bring in a whole new audience? Like, I used to never watch Wheel of Fortune, but I am now since Seacrest started hosting. Like, it's
People are going to be curious enough to tune in. Maybe
well,
if
for the
they've been
first
out of
week or so. But I'm just
Yeah.
like, they're tuning in for the game, not the host. It'd be different, but no.
You don't think he's a long-term solution?
He probably will be, but like they couldn't decide the damn Jeopardy thing with Ken Jennings and Jan Bloch for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but I still love the game Jeopardy. I don't care who's. I didn't like when Aaron Rodgers hosted it, but it's like it's not about the host now, except for Sajak and Trebek. It's just like because you're not going to beat them.
Tomorrow we'll be featuring the Wheel of Destiny in Meltdown Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team Trivia.
Director's cut.
Yes, director's cut. Tyler, hot or cold on Ryan Seacrest being a long-term host of Wheel of Fortune from this point forward?
Cold. I don't see him. He's in too much to only be known for one thing, if that makes sense. Like, he just has too much work going on to where you think Wheel of Fortune, oh, Ryan Seacrest. So I don't see him sticking around too long.
John, hot or cold on this?
I'm going to say he'll do like 2 years. So would that be long term or would that be
That would not
short-term?
be. That would be
Okay.
short
Before he takes over
So-
60 minutes.
Cold. Who knows what's next for him?
You think this is a Band-Aid, potentially?
It's a Band-Aid that's going to be more than just like, hey, host it for a couple weeks while we have some auditions or think about it. But it's going to be very much, hey, you are the host, but we're working on it. And so that may last a year. That may last 3 years. It may last 5 years, but not like we're going in with you're our host, and when you decide to stop, then we'll look for it. I think they're already actively probably looking for it right now.
Netflix has announced a TV adaptation of the movie Man on Fire with,
Fuego.
what is it? Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Mateen 2, the second.
The second.
Two.
He will star and executive produce. You'd know him if you saw him, but he was in Candyman. He was in Aquaman. He was in...
Bad guy in the last 2 Aquaman.
Yeah.
He was Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen TV show. He's been in a million things. You would know him to see him.
The new 8-episode drama series will stream on Netflix. Are you hot or cold on this adaptation of the movie into a television series?
Absolutely in Fuego. Now, that is to me, a cinematic masterpiece, one of the best movies ever created. And he has a lot to live up to with Denzel. And this is the only thing, probably the only thing in life that Ryan Brown and I actually agree on. But he has a lot to live up to, but he is a good actor. Most things he does, I really do like. And if done right, this could be really done well. The problem is they have to stick to, this was a 2004 movie, that they have to, the cinematography and the way it's shot and the way the closed captioning is, because it's a lot of Spanish speaking in it, has to be done, I feel like, the same way to give the same vibe that Man on Fire had. If it doesn't, then it'll fall off. But overall, if it's anything even remotely like the movie, it'll be incredible.
Rockstar, hot or cold on this project that Netflix is cooking up? Man on Fire.
Hot, and also the score to the film was very important. Having Trent Reznor involved,
Yep.
That was a huge part. Looking back at it now, I love the what was her name? Lisa something. She's awesome. She did stuff in Gladiator too. She was at Lisa Gerard, I think, like that. That was awesome. I loved that film. It's going to be interesting. Is there a backstory? Is this like a prequel?
Don't know yet.
But yes, I'm in fuego for it.
Okay, 2 in fuegos.
Can you call me on fire?
Mr. Tyler Johns, hot or cold on the Man on Fire television adaptation?
Lukewarm. I've never seen the original Man on Fire.
You like the original?
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean it's.
It got
Tim hates it.
critics hated it.
My wife loves that movie. Loves that movie. Like if you were to ask her what's her favorite movie, it's definitely up there.
It's top 10 all time for me.
It's awesome.
It's nauseating to watch for me. I hate the way it's shot. Hate the editing.
Incredible.
Hate the camera angles. Ugh. Okay,
Damn.
next question. Dancing for the Devil subject Miranda Derrick says her life is now in danger and she's being followed after the documentary released on Netflix. Are you hot or cold on actually having seen this Netflix documentary, Dancing for the Devil?
Me?
Rockstar?
I've seen it suggested to me before I go to Chords. Hot Wheels, it's always one of the first things because it's one of the hottest things right now. I think I watched the trailer for it.
Do you know roughly what it's about?
A girl goes missing. Did she join a cult or something like that?
It's like a church that basically is like a cult, and they tell you what to do. Like they tell you
cut
who
off
you
all
can
your family
marry.
members. You can't
cut off family members. They tell you who to marry, basically who your family is going to be, and they dance on TikTok. That's how they do things. They dance on TikTok.
I'm not. I know it's hot right now, but it did not appeal to me for some reason. Ashley Madison thing, I love that, but not this.
I didn't love the Ashley Madison documentary. I watched all 3 episodes of it, I guess. I didn't love it. But that's what Netflix has done. They've created these documentary series that are sort of presented as features. I don't know. It's weird.
This only has like 3 episodes. It's basically like watching a movie.
Yeah.
If
They just cut it up for you. So that way you'll keep going, I guess. I don't know. Well, I guess I've started this. I got to keep click and play. Netflix knows what they're doing psychologically to all of us.
Yes.
John, are you hot or cold on having actually seen this documentary, Dancing for the Devil? Is this something you've watched?
My wife has watched it, and I have seen probably 30 total minutes of it coming in and out while she's watching it. I have seen Miranda Derrick on TikTok, like when TikTok really blew up, kind of, right after the bulk of COVID there, TikTok blew up. The music stops. The dancing was kind of really the thing and still is in a lot of ways. And she's one of those that would always pop up on my feed and then kind of disappeared. And when I saw her on the documentary, it's like, I've seen that girl on TikTok a lot. And I didn't know anything about it, but I've probably seen 30 minutes. So I'll go lukewarm because I've kind of seen enough to kind of get the gist of it, that there's like this old Korean man that's in charge of it. And it's such a weird, when you hear the story and you see the person who's in charge of it, it's like, that doesn't go together. Something's off with this, but it's interesting to kind of learn about all this, but I'm lukewarm because I've seen probably a fourth of it.
Tyler, are you hot or cold on having actually viewed this documentary on Netflix?
I haven't seen it, but after hearing what it's about from you guys, I think I'll check it out. It sounds really interesting.
So you're warming up to it for sure.
For sure.
Last one here. Brats, a new documentary about the group of actors in the 1980s known as the Brat Pack, is coming to Hulu on Thursday. Various members of the Brat Pack starred in such 1980s movies as The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, and 16 Candles. The actors most associated with the Brat Pack movies are Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Judd Nelson, Anthony Michael Hall, and Andrew McCarthy. Brats will also be available later this summer on Disney+. Rockstar, are you hot or cold on reliving the Brat Pack era on Hulu this week?
Warm. If they go deep into it, they interview him, because I would love the drug use of Robert Downey Jr. back in the day, and also Rob Lowe. He was considered a part of the Brat Pack. I just think the ones you named are going to be featured on the documentary, actually interviewed, because Judd Nelson was in 3 films. Especially Molly Ringwald, because she was the queen of the 80s. This is just insane. I think she's doing a lot of Broadway now. She's doing Broadway and plays and stuff like that. If she does anything where
She's in The Bear.
yeah, she was supposed to be on our show, and her manager said that this is like 10 years ago. She was absolutely no questions about the 80s films. It's like, well, what?
Sounds like Chris Kattan.
Well, but I can understand the whole interview's not going to be that, but you got to understand where you came from. Like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of. I mean, the standard question: did you think you were going to blow up? Like when you took the script of 16 Candles, that you were going to where you were today? I understand that she gets that every day, but you were in everything in the 80s.
Let's pull back the curtain a little bit as well when it comes to booking and things like that, because if that is off the table and you take the interview, the audience is then wondering why you didn't ask about that.
Right, and then you have somebody that will, well, you know what, screw it, I'm going to ask. And Pretty in Pink, and then she'll answer it half-assedly and then kind of like shut down the interview. So which direction are you going to go?
Yeah.
And so we just denied. We just like, no, it's just like, because she was in some Broadway play in Birmingham, and she wanted to promote it. And the promoter reached out to us, like, yeah, but on one condition, no questions about the 80s movies. Okay? Thanks. Good luck. Yeah.
Mr. John Lunsford, are you hot or cold on reliving the Brat Pack era on Hulu this week?
Cold. I never really cared about any of those movies. I mean, Breakfast Club's all right. Trying to think. I've seen Pretty in Pink.
16 Candles. Johnny Be Good.
What's the one with John Cryer where he's Ducky?
Pretty in Pink.
It says Pretty in Pink. Okay. I guess that's all I've seen. I'm just not really big into them. I mean, I like Rob Lowe, Anthony Michael Hall, some stuff he did outside of that.
Andrew McCarthy just disappeared like after Weekend at Bernie's.
Emilio, I like. Is Demi Moore considered part of that? I mean, I like a lot of people in it. Those specific movies just never really did much for me.
Tyler, hot or cold on reliving this era of Hollywood?
I'm hot. I like those movies, but it'll just be living that era for me.
Oh, right. Exactly. You will only have known about this in a previous life. Same here, really. I mean, John, same with you. You didn't really live through it.
No, I mean, because that was like 83 to 86, I feel like, kind of that mid-80s.
I love visiting the Smack Pack of dental professionals over at Alabama Dental Associates.
That may be your worst yet.
That's where I met my future friends. An exclusive group, Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian, over on Grants Mill Road.
Yikes.
I think everyone was looking at me wondering if I was okay. They have very flexible office hours, so that way you can visit the professional dental team that they've put together on a more convenient schedule. Yes, the Smack Pack is there for you until at least 7 o'clock tonight. If you need to find the best dentists in town, then I have found the solution, and I'm so happy to be sharing it with you. They have all the latest technology, so you know you're getting the most up-to-date advancements in dental healthcare technology, but they also have the friendliest staff in all of the land, so make sure, if you're ready to find that perfect dental team, you reach out and try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself. I promise you will be very happy that you did. They are accepting new patients now, and they help you feel at ease about all of your dental procedures. For more information or to make an appointment, call them at 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com as they look forward to seeing you. What is going on, John?
Jay's in the chat had the perfect one. You know what's pretty in pink? My teeth and my gums because of my friends at Alabama Dental.
Yes. Okay. We appreciate Alabama Dental Associates. You've wrecked John for the rest of the day. I worked on that Smack Pack thing in the bathroom privately for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well delivered. Well delivered.
Jason, 30 seconds. Boom. Took it down.
Sony's Bad Boys Ride or Die is the top film at the box office as it brought in $104.6 million globally in its first weekend and is looking to officially reignite the star power of Will Smith as a box office draw, as it is the first major theatrical push for Smith since he slapped Chris Rock during the live telecast of the 2022 Oscars. He was a part of the Slap Pack. But when we look back, which Smith films have been the best, according to Jay Luntz? Let's find out as we jump into another edition of Luntz's List.
What is this? What is this? Luntz's List? Luntz's List? Oh. What is this? What is this? Luntz's List? Luntz's List? Oh. Luntz's List to buy. Luntz's List to buy. Luntz's List to buy. Luntz's List to buy.
All right, John, I want you to name your 5 personal favorite Will Smith movies. There are quite a few to go through. What percentage of his filmography would you say you've seen?
I'm probably going to go of mainstream things, 70%.
Okay, so you are prepared for this list.
However, what I have not seen until Saturday is any Bad Boys movie, and I still have only
I was
seen.
going to say 1 through 4 cannot be Bad Boys. That's
I
cheating.
still have only seen the most recent one. So if it's like, oh, but Bad Boys 2, or I don't know what's considered the best of the series, but it's like
pretty good.
I mean, I haven't seen those. So those are definitely mainstream ones that I have not seen that contributes to the 30% I've not seen.
Here's what I want you to do. Let's go ahead and start with number 5 on Luntz's list as we're going to blaze through these choices.
Already starting off controversial.
6 degrees of separation.
7 pounds.
I actually liked 7 pounds.
What could it be here that's going to be a controversial pick?
Wild Wild West.
Hope it's not Men in Black 2.
Ooh, Bright.
I
Oh my
never saw
gosh.
this one. This was the goblins on
Goblins.
or orcs or whatever they
Orcs.
were.
Orcs
in
and
the
fairies
police.
and elves, yeah.
Tyler wasn't too far off.
you weren't too
I'm going to
far.
throw the challenge flag on your side there, Tyler.
Thank you, Tim.
A lot of people did not like Bright. Bright, I feel like, was one of the first big budget movies that Netflix did. Not the first original movie. It was 2017, I think it was. It was Will Smith and Joel Edgerton played an orc.
Good time.
And it was it was basically in a world, think just normal world like this, but orcs and elves and fairies and stuff live among us. I thought the world built in this movie was incredible and had a chance for so much more, but the movie kind of flopped and I don't think was super well viewed, to where they just kind of moved on. Obviously, to get the actors you have in this, you got to pay money and a lot of CGI in this and everything, but I liked it. I'm glad there's support in the chat. Jody said, I like Bright. Steven, Bright is a good movie. I agree. It's one of my favorite Will Smith movies. I really liked it. A lot of social,
would it be in your top 5 though of Will Smith movies?
It would be number 5. A lot of social commentary in this movie as well, but I liked it. I thought it was a decent action flick as well, but a lot of good fantasy in it. And yeah, one of my favorite Netflix original movies.
It's one of the few Netflix movies that they actually marketed. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they really seemed to put a campaign behind getting people to watch it.
And it probably had decent viewership at first just because of that, but the overall legacy of it, when you think of original Netflix stuff, especially now that it's getting nominated for Oscars and all, or Netflix stuff is getting nominated for Oscars and all, it's just kind of disappeared.
Seems like Netflix movies, you can't really look forward to them because they just pop up out of nowhere. Bright was one of those movies they actually pushed. All right, let's go to number 4 on Luntz's list, the top 5 Will Smith movies according to John Lunsford. At number 5, Bright, which would not make a ton of lists overall, but John sticking to his guns there on that tail.
Ooh, good choice here. iRobot.
Number 4, I, Robot. Man, I hated this movie.
Really, I'd honestly have it higher on my list.
I hated the marketing of the movie because they tell you in the trailer the robots are evil, and then it takes 84 minutes to make the robots evil in the movie.
But it's still a good
You're
movie.
0 for 2 right now for Tim.
What about you? Did you see iRobot?
I enjoyed iRobot. It's one of those ones where I wouldn't watch it again.
I've watched it a lot. I thought Shia LaBeouf was good in it. I don't remember the main girl's name in it. But it was a good movie. The CGI for the time I thought was pretty good to make the robots have, faces that move and everything. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. It's a good movie, and it's it's the same kind of cautionary tale I guess you get with a lot of robot AI kind of movies, but I thought it was pretty good.
All right, let's get to number 3, which is going to be Wild Wild West.
You said 3 or 1? Oh, we're on 3.
If Wild Wild West makes this list, this is the end of Luntz's
Didn't he
list.
turn
officially.
down the Matrix?
Yeah,
to
he
make
turned
Wild
down
Wild West?
playing Neo for Wild Wild West.
At least the producer of that movie finally got their giant spider on film, because that's the same person that wanted to produce the Kevin Smith Superman movie, and he was requiring there has to be a giant spider villain in this. They ended up getting it in Wild Wild West.
Now,
All right, well, I agree with one of these.
Wild Wild West did not make my list. I didn't mind Wild Wild West.
Oh,
I mean,
the soundtrack.
it's nowhere near top 5, but I did not mind
soundtrack.
it.
That's
I did not mind Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
I did not like Men in Black 2, but I really did like, of course, the original, and I really like 3, which
Edgar, your
was
skin's hanging off your bones.
the third one was very much carried by Will Smith because Josh Brolin being K kind of backed off a little bit and is more about Will Smith versus how Tommy Lee Jones handled it. But I thought it was really good. I thought the scene at the end of Men in Black 3 where he gets out of the car after his, I mean, to spoil it, it's been 20 years, whatever.
You don't know how spoilers work because you don't have to give a spoiler alert for this, but other things you do.
But, and Jeff, my teammate Jeff, I like Wild Wild West and I make no apologies. We're going to fit together
Jeff.
just fine. But, and Steven, I'm with you, Jeff.
That's not something I would admit in public.
Everybody in the chat so far has agreed with almost everything I've said. Men in Black 3, but the scene at the end when he steps out of the car and sees that his dad's died, I thought that was like a really well done scene. But overall, I mean, obviously the original has a lot of, legacy to it and everything, but I like number 3. Number 2 is garbage.
I remember Burger King sold glasses from the movie Wild Wild West, and I purchased them on the way to summer camp, and I wore the Kevin Kline Wild Wild West sunglasses walking in. They probably thought I was blind or something, really, when I was walking in there. But
really, you were awesome.
Really, I was
That's
just
6'4", 5th grader. What's wrong with
I
you?
was just blind to quality entertainment because I thought Wild Wild West would be good. Okay, let's go to number 2.
I combined these, obviously, because there's other movies I wanted to include in the list.
Yeah, I got you. John's always going to push
Do you
the
not like Men in
boundaries.
Black either?
I'm saying Men in Black 1 is acceptable
Okay.
for the number 3 spot for sure.
You
Men in
didn't
Black
like-
3,
you didn't like 3?
it's fine, but that's 2 movies in one spot.
I just
I
don't
know.
like that you called Men in Black 2 garbage.
I don't like Men in Black 2.
I really like Men in Black
2
2.
was not good. I like Rosario Dawson, but it just was not.
Wasn't Johnny Knoxville in that movie?
He was. He had a tiny head coming out of his shoulder.
All right, number 2 on Lentz's list, looking at the 5 best Will Smith movies.
ID4.
I love that you wrote it that way, even. This is
That's
number
how it's
1 for
stylized,
me.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, but very few people actually carry on the tradition of doing that.
Yeah. This is Independence Day, the 4 being because it's July 4th.
Yeah, I love that they did that. They made that a part of the marketing campaign, and nobody caught on to it.
Yeah, that
Like
was
nobody,
the shorthand of it.
nobody understood why they were doing it.
Can our species coexist? No peace. No peace.
I didn't realize Keanu Reeves was in that movie.
Well, that's not
That's supposed to be Bill Pullman. I'm not sure who that's supposed
that's
to be
not
at first.
entirely accurate, Tim.
Rockstar, it gets better the 3rd time around. Keep doing it.
Welcome to Earth. And what's that smell? Go ahead.
I actually watched this. So after Bad Boys, I was like, okay, Hulu recommended Independence
love
Day.
this movie.
So I said, all right, I'm on a Will Smith kick right now. I'll watch Independence Day. So I watched it Sunday night. And it's surprising how little Will Smith is actually in that movie. Like, I never really sat
Just
there
pops
and
in for a heat
thought
check.
about it. But it took 30 minutes for him to first show up in the movie. And because my wife, she was kind of half in and out of sleep. I was watching in bed. She's like, what are you watching? I was like, it's Independence Day. And it's like, you're like 30 minutes in the movie. Where's Will Smith? I was like, he's not there yet. And then he finally popped up. Really good movie, though. Solid cast. Last night,
David, where's my David?
that was pretty good.
Now we're cooking. There's a warm up period, but you're there.
You gotta do his the guy that works with him.
Yes.
At the
Harry Connick Jr.
no, not Harry Connick Jr. The one that
Give me some Harry Connick Jr. from Independence Day.
Connick Jr. Go
Played
ahead.
Will Smith's fighter pilot friend.
yeah,
I know
no,
that,
I'm
but
saying that was worked with Jeff Goldblum at the TV station.
Oh, I'm not going to remember that part. I just remember his dad. This is my David. He can solve these
Oh,
things.
it's the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire that we were talking about the other day.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember his name.
Pierce Brosnan.
No, the guy that he's the makeup artist
my
for
God.
Robin Williams.
That's what I'm saying. That's. Oh my God! Yes. Yeah. Oh my God! Yes. Can you turn me into a woman? Oh my God! Yes. Lost it right there. Has a little bit of muckus.
Okay.
Go
He
ahez.
plays the same character in both movies. I think.
Yes.
does.
He should have been on the birdcage.
I didn't realize. I mean, and he died 30 minutes into the movie too. But anyway, Independence Day, good
And
movie.
they play chess in the park, and then there's chess in L. I love Independence Day. Can I tell you I could watch that on loop 4 times in a row on actual July 4th. Do I need fireworks? No. Do I need a
Lee
hot
Greenwood?
dog contest with Joey Chestnut? No, I don't. What I need is Independence Day on rerun after rerun after rerun after rerun all day long, injected into my veins. Give me the Bill Pullman speech. My gosh, I love this movie. Whew. All right.
What's
Let's go to
number one for
number
that?
one.
My God.
Let's go to number 1 on Luntz's list.
Did you put it in the bucket like 5 times to make
Probably.
sure we got it? Yeah.
But I have yet to have a second choice pulled, so who knows? I hope it does get pulled around July 4th. That would be awesome. Number one.
It's going to be I Am Legend.
By the way, Independence Day making a lot of lists here in the chat is the number 1 spot.
It is I Am Legend.
Oh, I love doing that.
Fantastic film.
There will be a sequel where they will use the alternate ending as canon.
Which is better. I don't mind the original, but I do like the alternate one where Will Smith does not die. Obviously, he's going to be in it. He cannot die unless he comes back as a vampire zombie. But I Am Legend, really good, really solid. Obviously, he has to carry pretty much the entire movie. He does. It's number one. I Am Legend.
It was, solid choice for sure. I still think Independence Day is the more fun feature, but I'm being biased.
You didn't ask for fun features.
Honorable mentions. Number 6 was Focus. I really like Focus. The one he did with Margot Robbie. Hitch. Actually, probably one of the better
Hitch
romantic
good.
comedies
I was
ever
going to
done.
suggest that. Now, go. What's your next one?
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness is number
amazing.
8. It's the only thing I like Jaden in.
It's amazing. That movie is amazing.
Fantastic.
It is good, but it's not one I ever want to just pull up and watch like I would with a lot of these other ones.
That's honestly fair.
It's depressing, but it's good.
Pursuit of Happiness. I did another 5. Focus, Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness, King Richard, because he won an Oscar for it. He was good in it. The movie overall was fine. It's just kind of forgettable. We lived through the Williams, so we didn't necessarily. It's not like going back for us. And then I thought Aladdin was a decent live action.
No
remake.
Enemy of the State.
I saw Enemy of the State when it came out, and I was really young. And
it's a good film.
It was fine.
You ever seen those memes on social media? It's like, what film opinion could you have to get everybody to turn on you like this with swords and stuff?
I got a lot of those.
Okay, my film opinion is Will Smith is a better genie than Robin Williams.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I will not.
Yep, that's my opinion.
I will
I'm
not.
leaving.
Sorry.
Well,
That's
I will not.
an awful take.
I will not fight for that, but I don't necessarily disagree.
He's amazing in that role, and he makes it his own at a time in which everyone said you can't possibly replicate what Robin Williams did. He didn't try to replicate it.
And
he
at
made
a
it its
time
own.
where
It's
a lot of
great.
these Disney live action remakes are like, let's just make the same movie. And I think he creates a different same character that very much makes it work.
People will hate that I said that. Rod is one of them in the chat right now. People will despise that, but I really do feel like I've sat on it for a while here. Will Smith is a better genie than Robin Williams, and people will despise me for that. So there's my opinion on that. Luntz's list, not nearly as controversial as my last take. Number 5, Bright. Number 4, iRobot. Number 3, Men in Black 1 and 3. Number 2, ID4. Number 1, I Am Legend.
After Earth, anybody? Anybody?
Oh, no.
I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was awful. All the hate it got. It wasn't
It's
great.
boring. I fall asleep when I watch it.
Will Smith basically has disowned Independence Day. He didn't want to do the sequel. He doesn't ever talk about it in interviews.
I started watching that last night. I was like, well, I need to watch the sequel. I haven't watched it since theater.
Oh,
I fell asleep 10 minutes in. It was
so
boring.
bad. We were there the first time around. Independence Day regurgence.
I almost died.
Really bad. But this is a pretty solid list. Okay, it's
No
now
love
time.
for Shark Tale, though.
Wasn't a fan of Shark Tale.
For Shark Tale. It is now time for us to get set up for Tabletop Tuesday. And John, we have a very exciting game to play. At this time, we'll ask Tyler to get into position and Rockstar to get into position, as you guys will have headsets ready for you to go, as we are ready to play a game we have never played before, on
yes.
air or off air. John, tell us a little bit about the game we're set to play.
All right, so we're playing a game called Exploding Kittens. Yeah, I got to move this. Hang on. It's called Exploding Kittens. It's a game that I think my wife found. Can you set that down just on the table right there? Thank you. I think my wife found it. So we, for a while there, would have game nights. I guess this was pre-COVID. We'd have some game nights and invite people over and play. And we played this, and it was moderately fun. You know, it kind of falls in the same vein of like Uno and Skip Bo that we played. Guess that was 3 weeks ago. Something like this.
You want me to explain how the game works?
Yeah, I'm going to get it set up here.
There's going to be a deck of cards, and some of them include cards that are exploding kittens. You play the game by putting the deck face down, and taking turns drawing cards until someone draws an exploding kitten. When that happens, that person explodes, and they are now dead and out of the game. This process continues until there's only one player left who wins the game. The more cards you draw, the greater your chances of drawing an exploding kitten. Basically, if you explode, you lose. If you don't explode, you win. And all of the other cards will lessen your chances of getting exploded by Exploding Kittens. So, John, this is the way it works. To start, remove all the Exploding Kittens cards and diffuse cards from the deck.
So those are the Exploding Kittens cards. These are the diffuse cards right there so everybody can see them.
You need to shuffle the remaining deck and then deal 7 cards face down to each player. You also need to give 1 diffuse card to each player so that everyone has a hand of 8 cards total, and this is including the diffuse card that you will give out. After you've done that, you will insert the extra diffuse cards back into the deck. You will also insert, because we have 4 players, you will insert 3 kitten cards into the deck, not 4.
All right, so everybody has their diffuse cards. Putting these 2 in the deck randomly, and then I'll shuffle. And then
3.
3.
3 kittens.
So there's 1 that stays out.
Shuffle those up real good, John.
The goal, unlike Uno, I guess the goal is to be the first one out. You want to be the last one out. And that is one of the biggest differences here.
That is correct. You want to be the only one that does not get blown up.
Doesn't explode.
Okay.
And I will continue on with the rules once they are dealt out, but everyone's going to get 8 cards total. One of them will be a diffuse card.
Mine has a laser pointer.
These are done by the oatmeal, I believe.
John, you
Does anybody
haven't
know what the oatmeal is? Anybody?
no. You haven't already put the diffuse
Quaker.
cards back into the deck, have you?
Put the other 2 in there.
Okay. No one's supposed to do that.
I thought you were supposed to do that.
It says you're supposed to do that after you deal those first 7 cards, so that way everyone only has 1 to begin with.
I'm telling you, he's useless. Is this on? Damn it.
Story of my life.
Yeah. So that way when you draw 1, it's extra special.
I saw where the exploding. Okay.
You said did the wrong thing.
No, you're good. Just making sure. I mean, I'm looking at the official rules here, and everyone knows I'm a stickler for
Oh, I know.
the rules.
I've learned.
We all have learned that, yes.
Yes. Because if you don't follow the rules, then what's the point of the game, right, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't want to be called a rebel.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you know who the oatmeal is? Anybody?
Quaker.
No. The oatmeal, it's a website. Go look it up. It's pretty funny. Comic. Draws comics. He's the one that drew the animations for this game.
Oh, okay.
All right. 7 cards.
7 cards to each person.
Tim, Tyler, John, Rocky, Tim, Tyler, John.
I can see your cards, by the way, Rockstar. I'm not looking, but I'm just telling you I can see them.
Oh, that's a weird statement.
Everybody put your finger on here, and we're going to see who goes first. Okay? Everybody's got to do it at the same time. Could have probably done that under the camera. Rockstar goes first.
Yes.
By
I don't know.
the way. Okay, so
Everybody make sure you have 8, including your diffuse card.
John, now you will insert the extra diffuse cards back into the deck and shuffle.
I have 7.
Okay, I'm 1 short.
I also have 7
I
total.
also have 7 total.
John didn't know how to count.
Maybe put a finger on the phone.
Sorry about that. Just wanted to help move the game along. And you've got the Exploding Kittens.
Yes. Did you get an exploding cat? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been in there either.
Oh,
you should have said
supposed to
I
get
thought-
one of those?
No, give me the cards back.
Gosh.
I thought I was starting off with a good
You
hand.
said make sure the diffuse aren't in there, so I made sure the diffuse weren't in there.
Sorry, I thought I had said that you needed to pull the 3 Exploding Kittens out. I apologize. You're right. It's my fault.
Have y'all been having a good summer so far? Is it summer yet?
That's a great question, Rockstar, and I appreciate you killing the time with that.
Oh, I'm not
And
killing. I was genuinely interested.
I have been to the pool once,
Have not.
and I'm always in the deep end of the pool, which still looks like the shallow end for me.
I was about to say, you can't dive. That's trouble if you dive.
No, that's
it's like
not
Wilt
good.
Chamberlain. Didn't he
Not
have to have
good
like
to
he'd have like a 18-foot deep pool or something like that?
Is that true?
Oh yeah. Wait, if you wanted a pool, like you can't have a 9-foot pool if you're 7 feet tall. Jumping in, yeah. Well, Chamberlain had a
I thought
special.
18 foot was a little bit extreme, though. That's all.
You get the bends when you get down there.
Can you tell John is so over this?
Yeah.
This time, my diffuse card is via 3 a.m. flatulence.
That makes sense.
Every night.
I have a catnip sandwich. That would be gross. Used or unused.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
I don't think that helps you to count that way.
4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Did you take the other cards out?
Yes.
It's gonna explode you.
So now you need to insert the extra diffuse cards back into the deck, and you need to insert 3 of the kitten cards back into the deck because there are 4 players. You will then shuffle the deck and put it face down in the middle of the table. The player that's been picked to go first, in this case, was Rocky. This is the way the turns will work. Gather all 8 of your cards into your hand and look at them. And then you can do one of the following. You can either pass by playing no cards, or you can play a card by placing it face up on top of the discard pile, and then follow the instructions on that card. After you follow the instructions on the card, you can play more cards. You can play as many cards as you'd like in your turn. You end your turn by drawing a card from the top of the draw pile into your hand and hoping it's not an exploding kitten. This is different from most games in that you end your turn by drawing a card. Play continues clockwise around the table. So clockwise would be me next. Remember, play as many or as few cards as you'd like, then draw a card to end your turn. The last player who hasn't exploded wins the game. You won't ever run out of cards in the draw pile because you inserted enough exploding kittens to kill all but one player. 3 more things.
Whew.
I don't have to read those. But make sure if you draw an exploding kitten card, you have to play it immediately in the discard, and the only way to avoid it is by using your diffuse card. Okay?
Okay.
So, that's the only way to get out of an exploding kitten situation. Go ahead, and what move would you like to make here, Rockstar? Would you like to play or pass?
I'm going to play because I have no idea what this is, but I'm going to put the old taco cat down. You guys see.
And regardless of what you do when your turn's over, you got to draw a card.
Okay, I'm going to draw a card right now. Don't look, Tim.
I thought cat cards could only be in pairs.
Yeah, they do. They have to be used in pairs.
It says, this is a card and is powerless on its own. Play 2 taco cats, so I can't get rid of it?
So you have to have 2 of them. You have to play 2 of them in order to make them
So
work.
I put this card back, the one I just drew.
No, your turn's over.
Your turn's over.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip. I'll put this card back because I drew a card. I don't want 9
No,
cards.
you got to draw a card regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of your turn. So if
Yeah.
you pass, you just draw a card and move on.
Yeah. Got to have the card.
Good start, guys.
Okay. So, let's see.
Should have read
here.
those last 3 things.
I am going to. Let's see. We have all these different instructions on our cards. I'm just going to skip and I'm going to draw. Okay, goes to Tyler.
All right, I'm gonna play a pair of rainbow Ralphing cats,
I knew you
and
would.
It allows you to do what?
I can grab 1 card out of someone's deck of my choosing. Let's go with Tim. What card am I gonna get?
You can't see his deck. You can just randomly pick it.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with this one.
It said deck. There's an E in there.
I
God.
saw what that was because he pulled it.
Because of course you pull it out, you show everybody. The whole world just saw you took it. My gosh, I'm so dead. Okay, did you draw your card from there?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not.
I mean, you
can
keep
I
playing.
play other
yeah,
cards?
Yeah, you can keep playing.
Good gosh.
Play until you're done and then draw.
You know what? I'm just gonna draw. All right.
And it was not a.
It was not a
Exploding
close-
kitten?
yeah, not one of those.
Okay.
All
That
right.
goes to John.
I am going to pile over a little bit so we can reach it. I'm going to see the future, which means I get to look at the top 3 cards. Okay. That's the order they were in.
Now you put them back.
I'm going to draw. Rocky.
I am going to skip, and I don't have to draw a card.
Okay.
Skips to Tim.
I'm going to play the Catermelon,
Oh no! Oh no!
which allows me to steal a random card from another player. Tyler, go ahead and shine those things up for me.
Oh no!
Yeah, let me get it.
Hold on, you got to play a pair.
I did.
Oh, sorry. You said I'm playing a Catermelon. I didn't.
Yeah,
All right.
legally.
Guys, this is
Sorry,
a game.
I'm just
We're-
tired of having
having fun.
everything called out. Oh, that's what I'm talking
it.
about. Thank you.
All right.
Lionel.
Do you still need to draw
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes,
Hold on.
unless you
or
Let's go.
do another move?
Okay. I'm going to skip in my turn without having to take a card. Now goes to Tyler.
I am going to ask the all-seeing goat wizard if I can see the future.
Okay, you look at the top 3 cards, but you keep them in the same order.
Yeah.
So everybody's gonna. So you two know the top. Oh no, I guess because Tim didn't draw. Neither did I. So he knows the exact 3.
I know the top
Alright.
2. I drew one.
Oh, okay.
So you know the next 2? Okay.
So what do you do now, Tyler? Rockstar, you getting the hang of this?
No, but yes.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna play this favor card. Rocky, you can choose which card in your hand you would like to give me.
Like, okay.
Let me just read this out
Yeah.
loud for everybody. One player must give you a card of their choice.
There you go.
Alrighty.
Favor, rub peanut butter on your belly button to make some new friends.
Oh my gosh.
Thought you could read that part.
Tyler still has to draw a card, though,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Still
that's
draw
right.
unless you play a skip.
Um.
Or I guess anything that would prevent you from doing
Yeah,
so.
I'll just draw one then.
Okay.
All right.
Who is going to get blurnt up and who is going to survive?
I say that every day when I wake up. It's so crazy. That's my mantra.
I am going to Skipperoonie.
I think I know what's coming because the poker player's in here. The poker player's in here.
Rockstar's starting to get the hang of this. I can
Oh,
tell.
I know when Tyler like. So you know the next 2. So I have an idea. I want to play the old shuffle card.
So,
Good play.
this is a card that shuffles the draw pile.
I'm going to play the old nope.
I knew it. Can I nope his nope?
You can.
You can. So does that mean the original action takes place now and it does get shuffled?
Yes.
Poker players over here.
Gosh, I can feel the dynamite in here. It's heavy. Okay.
So now I draw a card, or do I draw a
It
card?
doesn't matter.
Since I played the
He
last
does
one.
have to draw a
Yeah,
card.
you still-
That
you
just
still have to
shuffles.
draw a card.
That just shuffles.
Okay.
Is it an exploding kitten? Oh my gosh.
So
All
I
that
have to
to
do the
avoid it.
diffuse.
You got to do the
diffuse.
diffuse or else
Okay.
you're dead.
Now to draw another card?
No,
No,
should be it.
that was your turn.
But
Okay.
this has to be put back into the deck.
Oh yeah.
Now, it's placed back in the deck by, I think it's Rockstar, right?
Yeah, I think the rules are
Like, hide it
Rockstar
from- hide it
paces,
under the-
but you kind of do it
No,
discreetly.
yeah, don't
Yeah,
show
wait,
us.
hide it under the table and just put
Don't
it
show us
somewhere.
where it's at. You can't shuffle the deck. You just have to
I know.
place it.
I know, guys.
All right. Tim.
Okay. Let's see here. I am going to go with the shuffle. Lunsford, can you shuffle it up for us? Lunsford's going to shuffle. So far, nobody's been blurnt up. You almost were.
Yeah, well, I got my one freebie because
You almost
Poker
were
Man
blurnt
over
up.
here. You almost threw me in the river.
There are 2 more in there you could potentially draw.
3 more, though. Didn't we put it back?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Because-
saying 2 more diffuses. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's 2 diffuses left in the deck.
There's 6
we could-
total, so we should have each
draw.
had 1 and then 2 more.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I think that's thoroughly shuffled, and I am going to go with just drawing a card. Just going to draw.
Okay.
Gosh darn it.
Shuffle has backfired twice.
I've got to diffuse. So I get to place this in here.
Sort of a Queen's Gambit feel to the Meltdown right now. This is a lot of skill.
Okay. That's placed, and now it is Tyler's turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna play this favor card. Give a horsey ride to a horse.
Hell yeah.
And one player must give you a card of their choice. I pick John.
I'm going to give you.
You have to tell
You don't
him?
have to tell him.
Yeah, you just
Just
slide
no,
it
No,
over.
no, I'm just reading it to make sure.
I gotcha.
It did sound like you were about to make a
Yeah.
pronouncement.
It definitely did.
I
Are
hereby.
all the cat cars the same as far as like what they do?
I think so. The
Yeah, I
chip
think it's
pairs
just
or whatever.
You play a pair
Yeah.
and steal a card.
Oh, one cat is an automatic win if you play it. You just hit this game's over.
Alrighty.
It's just
And
normal cat. You win.
my next play will be a pair of hairy potato cats.
Which does what?
That is not
This
what I
will
get.
let me steal a card out of one of your hands. So, John,
You know why he's picking John?
Yeah.
Because we both had to use our diffuses.
let me go with this guy.
Tyler actually didn't show it that time. Normally he shows it to the entire crowd.
It was not the same thing he stole from me.
It
What
was
is-
not.
What is Tyler going to do now?
Now,
You going to play another?
what I'm going to do
I'll tell you what Tyler got from me.
an attack card. I will not draw anything, and I will force John to go twice.
Damn, Tyler getting after John.
Can I draw and then play cards? And then draw again?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought. Oh,
Isn't that right? Yeah, you have to do the action.
Let's draw twice. In general, I don't know if I got to draw twice right now, if I draw twice at the end of my turn, or if I could draw now.
I think it's play a card,
I
draw,
would
play a card,
yeah,
draw.
Just play out 2 regular turns.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see here.
In a row.
What's it called again? Attack?
Attack.
Immediately end your turn without drawing and force the next player to take 2 turns in a row.
So that would play, so 2 turns would mean I would
The
either pass or play, draw, right?
The victim of this card takes a turn as normal. Pass or play or pass then draw. Then when their first turn is over, it's their turn again.
So yes.
If the victim of an attack card plays an attack card, their turns are immediately over, and the next player must take any remaining turns plus 2 more.
God, you're going to give me 4 turns?
No, but I'm passing, drawing, and then playing card. Like I have cards to
Right.
play,
So
but
you're
I'm just
passing right here.
passing right here. Okay.
You're drawing. So that was your first turn. Now you're on your
5
second
cards.
turn.
Let's see how many cards Tyler has. Okay.
Am I trying to run out? No, right?
No.
There's no
I'm just-
benefit to running out of cards. There's no
I'm
benefit
seeing how many
to
you
having-
have to then. I'm going to play the Taco Cats
I see.
times 2.
Which allows you to what?
Steal card from Tyler.
Bad poker face.
I'm going to draw.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that ends your turn. We now go to Rocky.
Those 2 draws were very beneficial for me.
I wanted to do the see the future thing where I get the first top 3 cards correct.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
No.
No. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, don't look at my cards.
Okay, memorize those.
Okay.
And then put them back. And then now what's your next move? I wonder if does it normally take this long to have no one blown up?
Why would you
I
have
don't
to?
know.
All 4 players still alive.
So say I've drawn the card, I just...
You have not drawn a card
Not-
yet.
Yeah, you've not drawn a card.
Oh,
You just
okay.
played the see the future.
Whew.
Shuffle.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Nobody made a
I
move.
don't like that.
I was going to, but I stopped.
Shuffled.
Nobody made a move. All right. Those are shuffled up.
So now I got to pick, right?
Got to draw, yeah.
Play or draw.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. So it's my turn.
Yeah.
I am going to attack. Do not draw any cards. Force the next player to take 2 turns. Tyler's got to take 2 turns.
All right. First turn, I'm gonna pass and draw. Second turn, I'm gonna play 2 Catermelon, and
This allows you to steal.
I will steal one of John's cards.
Okay.
All right.
Now you're on your second turn. Still
And
officially.
I will draw again. All right. That is my turn.
Okay.
Okay. I... Pick a card, any card. Tyler? What's the favorite card?
You can have this one.
Okay.
Still John's turn. He's going to draw,
Okay.
and he is done. Now goes to Rockstar.
Skip.
You're going to skip. Mm-hmm. Okay. I am going to attack again. This is where I don't draw any cards, and then Tyler's forced to take 2 turns.
All right. My first turn, I will play See the Future, summon the Manish Shrimp, and look at the top 3 cards.
Make sure you keep them in order.
That's second. That's third.
Okay. There you go.
He's looked at them.
It's funny watching Tyler's poker face.
So, for my first turn, I'll go ahead and draw a card.
Now, if that had been an exploding kitten, I would have called you an idiot.
And then let's see. Second turn, I'm gonna play this shuffle card.
Oh. I'm going to play a note card.
Nope, not allowed.
All right. Well, then I will just draw one and go about my day.
Okay.
What is that?
Attack.
Okay.
That is where he does not have to draw anything, and you now have to go with 2 turns, Rockstar.
Nope.
And he said nope, so it's back to John.
Okay. All right. Roll shot.
Okay.
I have a card I cannot play.
So you have to
You just
draw.
gotta draw.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm screwed. That's it for me. Boosh. I'm
Jace,
dead.
I'm going on and off mute. Has anyone exploded? Yes, Tim just
I
exploded.
just exploded. I got nothing to do to stop it, and I am dead. So
So do your cards
Go
go back
after
in the pile, or you just leave them out?
I think
think
they
they're-
go.
I think they go in the deck, right?
Do they go in the deck? Let me look.
I
Let
also
me look
don't
real
know.
quick. I'm gonna look real quick. We want to make sure we get this right.
Because I only have a couple more minutes before I have to pick up the child.
It just says discard all of your cards, including this exploding kitten. So,
I would say a discard pile then.
There we go.
Alrighty.
all right, I'm dead.
So that makes it my turn. I'll play this favor card. take your friend's beard sailing on your beard boat. So, one player must give you a card of their choice.
Who are you choosing?
I choose John. Give me a card.
Nobody ever chooses me.
Here, you can have that back.
Okay. I already know which one you're talking about.
Still your turn, Tyler?
Still my turn, so I'm going to draw. And
There's not that many cards left.
that is all I can do.
A lot of dynamite left in that deck.
All I can do is draw. Which I exploded, but still have it
Diffused. Okay, so I will hand you that, and you put it back in anywhere you'd like, John, but do it privately. John is choosing where to put this.
You can't absolutely. There's you can't be that guy that just puts it on the top, can you?
You can.
Wow,
If that's the way
I
you want to
didn't
go.
If you want.
Wow.
All right, Rocky.
I already did that.
Rocky is dead. Rockstar, thank you for your efforts.
Good to meet you guys.
Godspeed.
What a shocker.
Here's the thing. I did not do that.
Oh,
Oh,
did you hear that? He
I
didn't
did not do that.
He didn't do that. Okay, so now it goes to Tyler. It's a showdown between the final two.
alrighty. Well, I'm just going to pass to you and draw. Alrighty. I will diffuse this.
I did that.
So, I will...
I put a second. I was trying to get Tyler out and it ended up working.
Alright.
It's now up to John.
Oh, man. Tyler did it. Guess what? I have another diffuser.
Oh! So, it goes back now to Tyler.
Where did you... Oh, you just put it on top.
Is that going to do it? Draw it. Oh my gosh. So now it goes back to John. Where is Tyler going to put this? That is the question.
There you go.
And that's going to do it. Tyler wins.
Let's go!
Exploding Kittens.
I feel like that's cheating.
John, it's not. It's part of the game. John, can you give us some sort of shot here of one of us at least, or preferably you? That's what I would like, because, yes, we play a lot of games here in the studio. We enjoy competing against one another, but the place with the ultimate amount of games where you can compete towards the house and go home with a win, maybe cash out early, maybe hit some parlays, whatever you'd like to do, it's right there at our title sponsor. John, that's MyBookie.
Go to mybookie.ag, promo code next round, and see it right there. You can get a first deposit bonus on us when you play in that sports book, play the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, also going on as well, play some Major League Baseball, or play in the casino and that live casino where you can play real blackjack, actual dealers dealing your cards out. They do not have Exploding Kittens, so you can just play normal games like blackjack instead of playing games like this. Go to
salty lunch.
.ag. The thing is, I had multiple diffuse cards. I was so ready, and he did too. MyBookie.ag, promo code next round.
What ended up hurting you, John, was you tried to blow up Tyler at the top of the deck. Maybe you could have worked a way to,
Yeah,
work
see, if
it,
you had
shuffle
never
it.
done
There
that,
were
I would
two
have
in there.
assumed it's against the rules.
I
and
think
wouldn't
there were
have done
two
it.
in there with 3 cards, though, so there was a good chance that it was going to be...
That's a little taste of Tabletop Tuesday. We are going to try to do a game of chance and skill each and every Tuesday here in the studio. Tyler, everyone right now is going crazy for you. Congrats, Tyler. Always believed in you. Nice work, Tyler. Lots of excitement for you. Do you think that they'll share the same excitement for you about 24 hours from now after Triple Threat Trivia?
They should, because about 24 hours from now, me and Spud should be moving on to the Tag Team Tournament Championship.
I love the confidence there, Tyler. We appreciate everyone who's been a part of our stream today. So much fun as we learned a new game, Exploding Kittens, and I don't think it'll be the last time we play this for sure because I finished in 4th place. So I promise you we will get back
Sounds
to the
like
table
me.
here. I think Rockstar's finally starting to pick up the ebb and flow of the game a little bit.
And I won, so I want to play it again.
Awesome. That's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. We will see you on the next round tomorrow, displaying Triple Threat Trivia and how it works for all of those newbies to the game, as well as an episode you will not want to miss with round 2 of our tournament happening tomorrow, as we will see exactly how Spud and Tyler do against Ush and EG and against Ben and Kelsey. It will be can't miss Meltdonia. I promise you that right here on the Meltdown. Make sure you like and or subscribe.